Hey there guys, welcome to Steven's Comics. For this video I just wanted to show a few books that I thought you might want to put onto your radar. They're not necessarily the highest selling books at the moment, but these are books that I feel they've came out recently and they have great potential to move up as far as value of the book goes. This first one is Paper Girls #1 from Brian K. Vaughan. It's an Image Comics release. It's I want to say it's a double-sized issue. It was pretty thick, and it was still at a $2.99 price. So, if you know anything about Brian K. Vaughan books, they usually go up in price. Look at Saga, things like that. I'm not sure that this one will have the Saga effect because the print run is probably triple what Saga was. I want to say Saga was in the 30,000s. This one is anywhere probably around 90,000, just based on the numbers of books that I still see available and the fact that Midtown ordered so heavily. If you go to Midtown like today, you'll probably still be able to pick up one of their 4 signature versions. It's got 4 signatures from all the creators and they're selling it for $2.99, and it comes with a certificate of authenticity, so that might be something you want to jump on. Nevertheless, I think this is a title that will go up at least a little bit. You'll probably be able to at least double your money. It's a ongoing series, and if you've read the first issue, you'll know how good it is. It's got a great ending, so it definitely makes you want to come back for #2. This next book I want to show is Clandestino from Black Mask Studios. If you know anything about Black Mask, all of their books, well, not all of their books, but most of their recent books have skyrocketed a little bit here or there. Young Terrorists, We Can Never Go Home, things like that. This is one of their newer releases. In fact, this is their newest release. There's a bunch of different variants for it, but I recommend you go with cover A. That seems to be the book that people search out for. I'm not sure that'll always be the case. You know, if these books, if any of them ever do blow up, eventually people will be searching out for the one of 50 copies or the one of 250 copies. There's a lot of different retailer exclusives to look for, but for now, if you want to maybe get a book today and flip it next month, probably want to go with cover A. I know there's a great comic exposure one, and there's a really cool Larry's Comics one too. That's the Phantom version. But if you haven't had a chance to read this yet either, this is also another tale that it's great. Everything the Black Mask is doing, it's quality writing. The art is original, and you can tell that the writers and the artists for these series love what they're doing. It's not just, let's print another book, let's get a book out on the shelves next week so that we can move the series along. This is a story that they want to tell, and they're going to tell it any way that they want to tell it. So, check out Clandestino. Sorry, I'm not sure that that's bright enough, but yeah. Alrighty, on to some TV news. If you haven't heard yet, FX and Fox have picked up Hellfire Club, and FX has picked up Legion. Or, well, at least FX is now, I'm sure, they've already ordered for a pilot of Legion, and I'm not sure how much Marvel and Fox are working together, but from what I heard, Marvel had worked out a deal to let them have some TV rights. So if you want to pick up the first appearance of Legion, his first cameo is #25. It's not much of a cameo. I think there's just it's a picture basically of Legion, and he's talked about for like a little bit of the story. 25 though, any of these early New Mutants, the art on it is great, the stories on it, it's okay, but the art on it is definitely cool. That's #25. Here's the book that you definitely want to be picking up. This is the second part of the Legion story. This is #26. This is his first full appearance, New Mutants 26. This one, I mean, you're going to find it, you might find it today for $7, but I'm sure that this is a book that probably could hit $50, $60, $70. I was thinking about this book and the potential of Legion months ago, so I picked up 3 copies when they were $3. I do see that they've gone up a little bit since then. I'm sure other people are thinking, with the popularity of Deadpool and the idea of a New Mutant story, that Legion was just right around the corner. If you don't know who Legion is, he is the son of Charles Xavier. So that gives you an idea of how powerful he is and how cool of a story it could be. And this is the third part of the Legion story for New Mutants. This is New Mutants 27. And I haven't seen it in a little bit, but for a while they were selling some packs of 25, 26, and 27. And people were getting about $20 a pop for them. I bet if you put up a 25, 26, 27 right now in a high grade 9.0 plus, that you'd probably get $30 to $40. Or if you wait on it for a little bit, you might end up getting a lot more than that. Especially if the series is a hit, which I have full confidence that it will be. And here's a story that I think is definitely a pickup. This is Contest of Champions. This is the regular cover. Contest of Champions, if you haven't read it yet, spoiler alert, contains the first appearance of a character named White Fox. She was part of a Korean, I want to say Korean, or maybe it was Japanese, I'm not sure, but it was a web series sort of for the Avengers called Electric Rain. And she was pretty popular in that series. I've read a lot of reviews online. If you search for White Fox, you'll hear about people wanting more of her, and Marvel listened, so they threw her in this story. And I thought that she would be good, but there were so many characters coming out that I was a little worried. But my confidence in her popularity has risen because I just checked out the previews for Deadpool #1, and guess who he has as a featured character in it? Yup, White Fox. There's also another first appearance in this for a character named Guillotine, and they're definitely, both of them are first full appearances. They go into detail a little bit about both characters, multiple panels, multiple pages. Both of them have their names, and everything's out there for everybody to know, so it's not just some cameo or anything. Like I said, this is the regular cover. There are a ton of variants for Contest of Champions, so be a little bit leery on that, you know. But this is the Jack Kirby influenced monster variant. I think this was a 1 in 10. This is the hip hop variant, which, it's okay. It's got a pretty cool cover, Mephisto fighting Iron Man, so if you're into that. This is a cover that I do recommend that you get if you want the speculative value. It's the Ron Lim. It's going to be a connecting cover between 1, 2, and 3. I believe it's just the first 3. For all I know, Contest of Champions might just be a 3-part series. I'm not sure. But definitely features White Fox right there on the cover. Another great one to pick up might be Contest of Champions, the game variant, because it's got Guillotine right on the cover. Who's going to be, if either of these characters break out, you know, you saw what happened with the 1 in 25 of Spider-Gwen, or I'm sorry, Edge of Spider-Verse 2, 9.8 selling up to $500. And the print run on this is probably about close to that of what Edge of Spider-Verse 2 was. I can't imagine that people ordered heavy on Contest of Champions with so many other Marvel books coming out that week. It was the first week for Invincible Iron Man. It was the first week for Amazing Spider-Man. Here's another of the 1 in 25s. This features the British Punisher, and he's a big part of this first issue. I don't want to give anything away. It is a great read, though, and it's also a thicker book as well. It's definitely it's worth the money. It's a $4.99 price tag for cover, but and I hate $4.99 prices, but I went ahead and read this one, and that's what made me pick up all these variants, because I do think that this is a character, White Fox that will break out. At the end of this video, I'll show you the preview pages that were released for Deadpool, and that's kind of what got my confidence built up for this character. There was one variant in particular for Contest of Champions that was selling like hotcakes for a minute. I saw prices all the way up to $40. They've cooled off a little bit. I think they're around like 25 now. This is the action figure variant. It's got Maestro on the cover. But if you can find it for under 25, I think you should pick it up. This is the blank variant. Not much to show there. And this is the most important cover, I believe, depending on if White Fox is the character that breaks out from this series. This is a 1 in 25 U variant. This is the one that was selling for pretty high for a little bit. I ended up ordering, I want to say, 3 of them. I picked up a 9-pack of variants off of one seller, and then I picked up 2 regular covers. First one I got in, it looked great, and it was perfect. There was not a flaw with the copy, and I sold it on a Facebook group to a guy down in Texas, and then I got the next copy in, and it has... This one doesn't have too bad of it, but you might be able to see it. Yep, right there is a little grabber mark. I'm not sure if it's because the book is extra thick. I've noticed it on almost all the variants, or all of the covers for this. Sorry, I'll put this back up. That it's got that grabber mark that might be able to be pressed out. I'm not sure, but it definitely knocks it down from a 9.8. So I might have had the best looking copy. I don't know. If you had a copy that doesn't have that grabber mark, please leave a comment. I would like to know how many people did have it. I posted about it in a forum, and a bunch of people were, well, not a bunch of people, but some people responded saying that yes, they see it on all of their covers. I contacted Midtown Comics here in New York City, and they have it on all of theirs too, so I know it's not just my luck that I got 2 copies of it. But I'm kind of upset that I sent off the one best copy. I contacted the seller or the buyer, and I told him how fortunate he was to have it, and he said, I know, I already sent it off to CGC, so he knew about it too. So best of luck to anybody who can find a copy that doesn't have that. Maybe it can be pressed out. I do think that this book has a ton of potential. This is one of those books that I wouldn't doubt hitting the $100 mark eventually, and it all depends, I guess, on how she's received through the Deadpool #1. There's going to be 100,000 plus copies of that printed. So, speaking of Deadpool #1, you might want to check out the Rob Liefeld cover for that. There's a sketch variant that's got a 1,500 print, and then a regular color variant that's got a 3,000 print. And they're selling for pretty good prices. If you search for them, Google it, just Rob Liefeld Deadpool 2015 cover. That's another one that I think that you might want to spec on. I ordered 2 of those. But back to this, I do think that White Fox is a character that has a great future. Her web series from Electric Rain was received very well. There's a demand for this character, and putting her in Deadpool is only going to increase people's awareness of the character. And that's basically all I got. So enjoy your collecting, have fun with it, don't take this too seriously, remember they are just cartoons on paper, and have a great day. Thank you.